How do kids know?
You'll see.
You're thinking of smoking? What are you doing? That's a bad choice.
Cigarettes have tobacco and it can cause cancer.
Like once you try it, you get addicted to it and then you keep doing it. And then it's really hard to stop.
Secondhand smoke is just as bad as smoking.
I know that tobacco is addicting and it can give you lung cancer.
It can harm you. It can give you gum disease.
It's disgusting.
There's over 1,000 chemicals in one cigarette. And imagine all that's chemicals going into your body.
Tobacco smells terrible.
I see a lot of smoking in movies because companies want kids to smoke so they can make money.
Like people who have really straight teeth now and look really really pretty or really handsome, they look really nice. If they start smoking, all of their teeth are going to be black.
I think tobacco companies try to get into our heads and see what we like, and then they try to make a tactic out of it. So they get a cool idea and then we respond to it.
I think companies try to make people smoke because they advertise it on TVs, they make a lot of posters.
They even make them look like pencils, crayons, how your mom does not expect it.
Tobacco gets kids hooked by just really basically spending so much money on finding ways to appeal to children's likes and senses.
If they sell it once or twice, people will get hooked onto it. They're going to keep buying it, so then they make more money.
It's kind of like advertising. If you pay a celebrity to wear a hat all the time, other people are going to start buying that hat. And if they start smoking, it'll show kids to say, wow, look, they're smoking, and these people that we look up to, they're smoking, so why can't we? Why shouldn't we? And if they're smoking a certain type of cigarette, I don't know, but kids and adults may start smoking that kind, and it's like advertising something completely horrible, I find.
I believe that parents are the influence sometimes, or sometimes it's the kids at school. They say, oh, let's smoke, it looks cool. My older friends are doing it, or my older buddies or brothers and sisters are doing it, so let's do it.
I think people my age smoke because they think it's cool.
The younger kids look up to the older kids to see what to do, so if they're smoking, the little kids will start smoking.
Depends who you are. Some people start to fit in with the crowd. If you want to be in with the cool kids, start smoking is the way to go. It's never actually the way to go.
Ironically, the cool kids don't smoke.
Yeah. So ironically.
It's like people like us who don't smoke. If we see someone who does, a celebrity or someone we look up to, it makes us think, wow, maybe if I do that, maybe I'll be like them. But it's just a really bad thing.
Some just do it for the attention.
Yeah.
Like for any type of attention.
I think lots of people, once they learn the side effects, often they quit because they realize that they don't want to be
dying.
If people think that smoking's so bad or it causes so many problems, why do people still do it?
Well, a lot of people smoke because they're pressured into it, right? A lot of people think, oh, someone else is doing it, so I should be doing it. Or have you ever seen maybe someone ask someone else to smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you tell me about it?
Peer pressure is a really big impact on a lot of kids' lives, and that becomes a really big part of their lives, and it's a terrible thing to be pressured into something you don't want to do. And most people find starting smoking, maybe you'll get people off their back, make them feel cool, but it's just really not a very cool thing at all.
I see these kids at my baseball park. This big kid was offered this little kid a cigarette, and he said, yeah, sure, and then now he keeps on smoking. I feel sorry for the little kid, how he was pressured into the smoking part.
people want to be, they want you to be like them, and it can be just something that when you see other people doing it, you think, wow, I must be the only one who doesn't, and it makes you feel like you have to smoke because everyone else is and they're telling you to.
If my friend offered me a cigarette, the first thing I tell her is it's not good for me. I'm not gonna throw my life away just to smoke because I have a good life ahead of me.
You're friends with someone who started smoking and you stay friends with them, you're running the risk of him making you smoke.
Hanging out with people who smoke, you're going to be pressured and you're going to feel that smoking is the only way to properly fit into your group. But if you're with people who don't, if you hang out with people who don't smoke, then you feel less pressured to try it.
So if somebody were to offer you a cigarette and you weren't willing to give it a try, which you shouldn't because it's bad for you, I would just simply walk away, because if you're not comfortable with the situation and you're not comfortable with saying something, actions definitely speak louder than words. So walking away is an intelligent thing to do. And if you don't know this person, like your parents always told you, you should just never take anything from strangers.
If someone offered me a cigarette, I would probably try to remind them that it's not something I plan on doing in my life and it has a really big influence, and I would probably just say no, or I would just say no and walk away, and try to remember to remember not to be too rude about it. Just try to walk away.
And you don't hear them, so like ignore them.
I would tell them that you shouldn't smoke because it's really bad for your body, and that smoking is, well, bad for others.
I have asthma and I can't smoke, or else I'll die.
Say no or don't listen. If one of my friends starts smoking, I always say to them, hey, if you start smoking, your life's gonna change.
One of my friends was going to start smoking because a famous singer was smoking. I would say, just because they're probably being paid to do it so that other companies make money, and it's bad for you, so don't do it.
It could really affect their lives when they're older, and if they plan on living longer, it's not going to help if they start smoking.
If friends started smoking, I'd do my best to try and help them stop, and I'd give them ideas of what else to do on their free time, like go swimming, play the drums, play football, and take your anger out.
All of us play sports, and playing sports is something that can keep you distracted from maybe wanting to smoke or something.
Hockey and baseball are my two favorite sports. I do that on my time instead of smoking.
In reality, you should be hanging out with people who you're comfortable with, you know? So if you're hanging out with someone and you feel uncomfortable saying, no, I don't want to, start this addictive habit, like, you should probably reconsider
hanging out with them. Yeah.
If they keep bugging you, maybe you could pretend you're allergic to it or something.
Oh no, I'm allergic to cigarettes. Get it away from me.
Confidence is what it's all about, and if the person is really, one of your friends or even someone who has any type of respect for others, they won't push the question any further. If you say, no, I'm not interested, or no, I don't do that, well then it should end there. You shouldn't have to defend yourself, because no one should force you to do anything you don't want to do ever.
Well, that's a problem. Kids seem to know a lot more than they used to.
Yeah, and guess what? They can think for themselves, too.
Well, I guess it's back to the drawing board for us. We better get busy thinking up new tricks before we go out of business.
Bye-bye, guys.